Hannah again, demonstrating for you some yoga postures and exercises that can help alleviate back and hip pain due to pinched nerves. Again, this would be a great flow for anyone with any sort of back pain or hip discomfort. So today we're going to start down on the mat again. We'll start in our child's pose though. So if you do like to be propped, grab your blanket or your towel. We're going to start with just doing some deep breathing in child's pose. That deep breathing is very cleansing. It helps to center us, just kind of calm us internally pretty quickly. So let's prop our hips up in child's pose if we are liking that. So you can either be propped up in your child's pose. You can make fists and prop your head up. Or you can be completely unpropped like that. Whichever is most comfortable for you. So let's come to our version of child's. And we'll start with our deep breathing, that really deep inhale, expanding the lungs, the diaphragm, expanding the belly, and then really releasing all that oxygen so we can take in new oxygen into the body. One more breath, inhaling and exhaling. Good, let's unprop ourselves if we're propped. Come up to all fours, stacking our joints, curling our toes under, coming into our downward facing dog. Be mindful of that head and neck, not to crank it up or tuck that chin. That head's right in between those shoulders, releasing the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to move into a plank down dog flow. So down dog and plank are really great for back pain. They're also great for strengthening the core. So we want to inhale into plank, inhale, then use our core muscles, activate them to pull us back into down dog. So just a note of caution here. That flow can be really therapeutic if you don't have the core muscles to engage yourself and pull yourself back up into down dog. It can also be harmful. So if we don't have the core strength, that's okay. We'll do this other version of the flow perfectly fine. It's still very therapeutic and you will still get all the benefits. You just won't run the risk of injury. So we can either do our down dog plank flow, being mindful to activate that core, or we can go back into our child's pose, come into a modified plank with those knees on the mat, and then pushing ourselves back to child's pose with our arms. Being mindful not to sink into our low back or load into our shoulder joints. So we want to go from child's to plank. So I'm still very active here. My core is active, my shoulders are active, my arms are active. And even when I'm pushing back to child's pose, I'm still activating my core. It's just not as intense as the down dog plank flow. So let's do our version a few more times. Inhaling to plank or modified plank, exhaling to child or down dog. So just two more times. Last one. Good. Now if you're in down dog, drop your knees, bring your hips to your heels, and then we're going to swing over onto our bottom. We'll do a little hip stretch. So this is also very therapeutic for the back. We're going to be stretching out our glutes and our hip flexors, which when those areas are tight can lead to a lot of low back pain and hip pain. So let's take our right ankle, place it on our left thigh. Let's lift up our left knee take our hands, thread them through our thighs and around the other left hand, around the outer side of that left thigh, clasping the hands, inhaling, exhaling, gently pulling that left knee towards your chest. If this is really uncomfortable or painful for you, you can either just drop the foot and gently draw that knee away from you with flexing the foot as well to protect that knee joint, or you can sit up with the same leg positioning, but you'll be getting a little deeper of a hip stretch, still with that flexed foot to protect the knee joint. So you have a couple options here, always choosing which is most comfortable for you. You want to feel a nice stretch in that hip and glute area, so this area right here, but you don't want to be in pain. Let's take a couple more breaths, whichever version we have chosen. And then let's switch sides. So now that left ankle is coming to the right thigh. That left foot is flexed to protect the knee, or either on our backs. With the right foot elevated, right foot could be on the mat, or we can be sitting up, pushing our body closer to that left knee. Whichever is more comfortable for us. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And last one. Great job. So that is, again, some yoga exercises and postures that you can do to help alleviate any back or hip pain you might be having. Again, as a rule of thumb, if it's painful or if it just generally feels like garbage, get out of the pose. You can always come to down dog or child's pose to rest. And you always have the option of shavasana or corpse pose, which is just lying on the mat like this. So, always listening to your body and what it needs that day. It is a joy to lead you in your yoga practice, as always, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.